Welcome, everyone. We'll give our attendees a minute or so to hop in. Thrilled that you all were able to join us today. I'm Keating. I serve as the Vice President of Outreach at Sunrise International, joined today with our all-star China digital marketing expert, Shan. I see people are hopping in, which is great. We're going to try to keep this webinar relatively short. It'll be about 30 minutes long, with time for a little bit of Q&A. And then also at the end, we're going to have a quiz to test your knowledge on China's social media. And there will be a few prizes. So yeah, make sure to pay close attention to the session. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day so far. And again, thanks so much for joining us. And with that, Shan, would you like to do just a brief introduction about yourself?
Yes, sure. So hi, everyone. My name is Shan Liu. I'm the digital director at Sunrise. I've been working at Sunrise for 5 years in the digital marketing area. Personally, myself, I was a student studying abroad in the US, in Pennsylvania. So when I was applying for colleges in the US, I encountered some problem with the university information, because all of the information I found online is either through the agency's website or just like some personal experience sharing. It's really hard for me to find, the useful information for my own college application by that time. So I think nowadays, since we have already, educated many of our partners on how important that digital marketing is, especially in China. So I think it's important that we convey this idea to you today, and also to provide some good insight and updates, especially with the China reopening updates as well. Yeah.
And there's a happy ending to the story. You had a phenomenal experience at university. And yeah. Also, for everyone, if you have any questions throughout Shan's presentation, feel free to submit them via the Q&A section. And if we're unable to answer them during the session, we'll follow up with you with an email answering those questions directly. And I'll pass the baton over to Shan.
Okay. So before, okay, let me see. Okay. So before I start my presentation today, I would like to give you a brief introduction on Sunrise. I know many of you probably already heard of us before, but for some of you that you never heard of us, so Sunrise International is a Beijing-based full-service media company. We work with over hundreds of universities to help them build their China digital presence, and also through the digital campaigns and also recruitment tours. So today we're going to talk about a little bit about the China reopening updates, and also the localization, how you can across the China firewall. And I'll be also introducing the social platforms and some key advice. And lastly will be the recommendations. So China has reopened a couple of months ago. Personally, myself, I traveled outside of China last month, and I just came back to Beijing 2 days ago. So the traveling process for people going out and coming inside China has been returned to normal, which means the recruitment for Chinese students should come back to the ground. Right now, we are also seeing people being really positive on the study abroad, and they've been updating their, live updates on their study abroad experiences, and also share the vlogs about going abroad. And there are many videos that recording them traveling outside of China and also coming back to China after 2-3 years. So what it means for admissions. Well, staying in China because it's safer, will ring hollow in 2023. And considering, the recruitment travel get a high start on your competitors, you should also consider that tier 2 cities for your recruitments. And you should also expect the warmest welcome there. So actually we have a recruitment tour going on right now in China. So in this tour, we have many students joining us, and it's been the most popular tour ever since, after the 3 years. And it's also worth to develop your digital presence in China, because after those 3 years, students are expecting to see more information about studying abroad as they're preparing for their college applications. So how should you start it? I would say the first one would definitely localize your website. As you probably know, that's in China, many of the social media platforms are not working. And also for the foreign website, it's really slow to open in China. And in China, we cannot use Google. So Baidu is our major search engine. When we search a university on Baidu, normally the top results will be from those study abroad agencies. They may have some introduction about your institution, but those information might be outdated. And they also have like other universities information on the same website, which is not really targeting. So how to across the Great Firewall of China? I would like to share you some cases from the institute we work with. So basically, we will help our institutes, our partners, to build their China landing page, where they have the Chinese easy access, and they have like a localized Chinese website, and they'll be able to integrate a form to collect their interest, like to collect the people's information whenever they're interested in learning more about the program. And ICP is also a really important part of your Chinese website, because for any Chinese website, if they want to publish them in China, they have to get ICP. It's like a verification, like a certificate from the Chinese government, the IT bureau. So if your website doesn't have ICP, it will be most likely get blocked and not accessible in China. So ICP is really important for any Chinese website. It would take around 4 to 6 weeks for any website to apply for the ICP. So if you want to have a Chinese landing page, you want to make sure that you plan it ahead. And here is just some examples that we have. So on the left side is the University of Southern California. It's a really good university. However, when we search the name on Baidu, the top 5 results are all the ads, the paid ads from the study abroad agencies. On the right side is the university that we work with. It's University of Arizona. So we built their website, Chinese website. So when we search it on Baidu, you can actually see that their Chinese website on the 4th results of this page. So not only to localize the content of your Chinese website, the ICO is also important. We will also help our university partners to post articles on those platforms like Zhihu or Baidu or Douban, to make sure that whenever people search on the search engine, they will be able to find good information about your university, some informative updates, not just the ads. And next, we'll be introducing some China social platforms and also to compare each of them. So as you know that WeChat and Weibo, they're the top two social apps in China. And you probably heard of Douyin, which is the Chinese version of TikTok. So Douyin and TikTok, they are from the same company, ByteDance. And the last one will be Bilibili, which is the youth version of YouTube. Many young people post videos on Bilibili so that they can, have their life updates there. Some people will share their vlog about study abroad. So Bilibili just have the hugest younger generation on that platform. So the first, we'll be introducing WeChat. So after 3 years, WeChat is still the top one social media app in China. It has 1.3 billion monthly active users right now. And many people just use WeChat across their day. They communicate with their friends. They book their taxi, their movie tickets on WeChat. They post their life updates on the news feed. So just so you know that WeChat is the really powerful social media in China. It's not just the social part, but it really solved the problem of people's lives. So what's new on WeChat? In 2022, WeChat just come up with a teenagers mode where you can switch on and off for the teenage mode, that you can block some of the contents there to protect the teenagers. And also you can transfer the voice message into text messages very easily. And some of you probably don't know this, but WeChat has a integrated translation function. So if you receive the message in Chinese, or if you're seeing an article in Chinese, you'll be able to do an easy, quick auto translation from there. And for WeChat official accounts, there are mainly two kinds of official accounts. The first one will be the subscription account, which open to the local business. And the second one will be the service accounts, which is open to overseas verified accounts. So in the past, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, universities can only register subscription accounts with a local business license. But starting from 3 years ago, it get really common for the foreign university to get a service account. So the main difference for those two accounts is like for service accounts, the second one, you can actually post 4 times a month. So it's less posting frequency, but the updates can show on your chats. It's not a hidden one. Subscription accounts, they hide all of them into a folder where you want to check the account information. You have to click on the folder and scroll all the accounts and find the information you need. And this is the comparison of personal accounts, subscription account. For here, I would like to give you a comparison because the homepage of subscription account and also service account, they look the same actually. So for personal accounts, is a personal like a space for you to communicate with individuals. So those are two different definition. Just so you know, if you already have a personal account, that's great. You can use it on your China recruitment tours. But that doesn't mean that you can post many information about your school, like articles, like alumni stories, or just like school updates. So on the service account or subscription account, you will be able to see the verified university name, like this one. We work with Iowa State University, and they have a blue mark on their account to specify that they are a verified account, not just some random individual register random account. And for WeChat, I would say content is the key. If you have good content, then it will be really helpful for you to build the community there. So in the past, we have suggested our university partners to post a different kind of content there. The first one will be the really common one. You can send your school introduction or school updates on your WeChat official account. And we will also suggest our university to have some customized updates from their school, like top 3 interesting or trendy courses or most popular professors on the campus. And we will also encourage our partners to engage their students and alumni, especially their Chinese student and the Chinese alumni. They can ask the student or the alumni to share their experiences at the university, which is really appealing compared to, you know, just yourself posting about your school updates. Compared to that, they are hearing other people like this current student or alumni talking about their experiences. So that's more appealing and persuasive. And lastly, we will also recommend our university partners to post some fun advice, like where to go on fall break or orientation tips, stuff like that. And next, we'll be talking about Weibo. So Weibo is like the Chinese Twitter. The content there is short, but they tend to include many pictures and videos. So Weibo was neglected in the past few years, but starting to get more attention from the users right now. And right now we're actually helping Iowa University and Pace University to manage their Weibo accounts. So their total user actually has surpassed Twitter. Universities can post their images or videos on Weibo, and it's one of the really most popular social media marketing channel in China, because you can do targeting campaigns for each Weibo post. You can actually have the targeting campaign and make it public on the people who are not really following your account. Like this one, you can recommend to your targeting users, or you can select their demographic. So it's really useful for the new Weibo accounts to start building out for the followers. And here is just some examples to do Weibo PPM targeted ad. And these are the examples that we help our university partners or institution partners to do. So this is the Baylor University's Weibo account. We help them to post the video content there. And this is a Weibo campaign we made for Northeastern University. And this is an organization account, Summer Discovery. We help them to build a campaign there and have the button directed people, the traffic to the website and their application form. Here are some topics that discuss on Weibo about study abroad. We actually see many users or current students who study abroad using Weibo to discuss whether their applications or their school options. And next, we'll be introducing Douyin. I mentioned it at the beginning of my presentation. So Douyin is the Chinese TikTok. It's becoming the most popular social media app in China because it's just so addictive. And whenever you scrolling on the videos, you would never stop. It's actually the same for China here. So Douyin is evolving. Despite the childish reputation, the app is maturing with more serious content, it also posts more educational information there. Many of the universities in China, they actually have their Douyin accounts. They also have live streamings about knowledge sharing, sessions that's opening to the public. But we can also see that many students, they will update their study abroad experiences as a vlog on Douyin. So the first one will be like, student talking about their study abroad experiences. You can see like many videos there. And this one is just an example of day one at NYU. And this one is a student posting about study abroad study abroad experiences in Australia. We can also see more Douyin vlogs from people about the boarding school life. So one thing to notice here is that Douyin currently, they are not really friendly for overseas organizations to register a verified account there. So for now, if you want to have a Douyin account managed and post a video there, you will probably have to use a different name to register because they are not allowed university in the name. So right now we are helping our partners to run campaigns on Douyin because they have a really good user base, and they have many young users using Douyin as well. So we mainly just help our partners to run their campaigns. So those are 3 campaigns that we did for our university partners. So the first one will be the Fordham University. They were promoting their business school. And we did one for Case Western Reserve University and for the Knight Hennessy Scholar Program at Stanford University as well. And the last social media platform will be Bilibili. As I mentioned, Bilibili is the Chinese YouTube for younger generations. So many young people, they use Bilibili every day, not only to get the fun content there, but many students, they actually learn classes, learn knowledge on Bilibili. So it's also known as B-sites or B-Zhan. It has the content from the cartoons, from the really fun content like TV shows, to educational content as well, like sections in university, like a webinar or a seminar, stuff like that. So on Bilibili, there are also student bloggers posting about their study abroad study abroad experiences. The difference between the Douyin content and Bilibili content is that for Douyin, it tends to be really short. It's mostly just like 1 to 2 minutes long. And for Bilibili, people will upload longer videos from 5 minutes to half an hour. So you would consider that, for longer formats videos, you probably want to consider Bilibili, not Douyin, because people on Douyin, they just, scroll. It's not easy for them to stay for one video. And we also help our partners to run Bilibili ads, like campaigns there. So in the past, we've did the campaigns on Bilibili for Iowa State and for San Jose State University and also University of Redland. And we will also be talking about some virtual reality tours and experiences. So this one is not really China focused, but the VR tour we built can actually be accessed in China. So I think VR tours are also the important tool for university to showcase their campus environment. So whenever you go on recruitment tours, either in China or in other Asia countries, it'll be really helpful for you to open your laptop and show your VR tour to the student, because many of them, they didn't have a chance to visit the campus in person.
I think especially because of COVID, just travel was nearly impossible. And really important to be able to showcase your campus. Student safety is another thing that's really become increasingly important amongst Chinese parents. So if you can highlight that as well in the tour, super helpful.
Yes, that's right. Actually, on the slides on the right side, we have some photos that we took during our tour. It was in 2021. So we integrated the VR tour into a headset. This is not a real headset, but you can put your phone in there and you can visit the website on your phone, and student will be able to see your VR tour through a paper cut headset. So it was really fun experiences for many students. And lastly, we'll be introducing some cutting edge technology that you'll be able to consider during your tours. So right now we're doing some augmented reality marketing for our university partners as well. So they can, for universities who were partner with us, they are able to build their 3D mascot on the paper. So whenever students scan the card, they will be able to see some really cool effect on the card. And we've also did some postcard format where we can integrate like an alumni's video on the postcard. And some stickers that you can give it out as a swag whenever you are participating in the recruitment tours. And this is the demo we did for our current recruitment tour. So we made this cover augmented reality effect. So whenever people scan, they'll be able to see all the university information here. Okay, so this is my presentation. So feel free to let me know if you have any questions. We are here to help. I think before we answer any questions, Keating, you want to do the quiz right now?
Yeah, we had some great questions come in for Q&A, so we'll address those. But right now, we'll just do a little quiz just to kind of test your knowledge, what you learned there. And we're going to give away a couple of prizes for our top 3 finishers. So first place, we'll get a $50 Amazon gift card. Second place, 25, and third place, 10. So I'm going to share my screen and I'll share with you the link for this quiz. So if everyone now can pull out their phones and go to joinmyquiz.com/pro and then enter the game code 790923. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you hop into this quizzes, as it's known. Okay, I see people are starting to come in. We'll give everyone about 30 seconds or so. Sean, any early predictions based off who's hopped in so far?
Yeah. Sure.
Being very diplomatic. So this is just going to be 4 questions total. It's time sensitive, so you're rewarded with how quick you are with your thumbs. And another 15 seconds and we'll start it. Okay, I think everyone is, a couple more coming in the last second. So again, joinmyquiz.com/pro, 790923 is the game code. And with that, we'll get started. So question number 1. How many active monthly users does WeChat have? 150 million, 1.3 billion, 360 million, or 45 million? Wow, this group is fast too. I see that the answers have been submitted quite timely, which is good. You'll be rewarded for it. Still waiting on one more. And the answer is 1.3 billion active monthly users. Leaderboard thus far. We have Josephine in first place, NK in second. Oh, a tie actually. So it's very close up top. Next question. How much daily time does the average user spend on Bilibili? 16 minutes, 36 minutes, 96 minutes, or 16 seconds? And the rise of Bilibili over the last couple of years has really been extraordinary. So definitely a platform you want to familiarize yourself with. Correct answer was 96 minutes. So very high amount of time. Oh, and NK has pulled into the lead with 1940, but still very close up there. Our third question. What does an ICP license enable you to do? Visit the Great Wall of China, access international websites, make payment purchases, or host a website in China? Wow, almost everyone submitted. Quick group. Final few seconds. The correct answer is host a website in China. We're down to our last question. Leaderboard, we have, a new leader, Paula in first place. Miranda not too far behind. Final question, what does Douyin literally mean? Party on, shaking sound, dance off, or short video? Tricky question because we didn't address that in the presentation. So we'll see you guys are able to get that. Okay, correct answer was shaking sound. And that wraps up our quiz. So we will see who the winner is. A little drum roll here. Paula getting third, Miranda in second, and Ting, excuse me, Miranda in first, and Ting in second. So congratulations to our winners there. Miranda, well done. And we'll follow up with each of you with your gift cards. So thanks everyone for playing. Hope you enjoyed the quizzes experience. And with that, we'll dive into our Q&A. And again, we had some great questions come in. First one, Sean, that I have for you is, what type of WeChat posts typically go viral? What sort of content should people be sharing on there?
Yeah, from our past experiences, those WeChat posts with student stories or alumni stories tend to get viral very easily. Here's the reason why, because whenever you share the student stories, not only the student himself or herself will share the article on their social network, their classmates or their families, whenever they see the article, they will be able to share it into different groups and on their WeChat moment as well. So those articles tend to get more shares and get more views as well. And the second one will be the celebrity alumni. So in the past, we did one article for University of Oregon. They have an alumni who's also a famous celebrity in China, who's a famous actor, Wu Yanzu. So he graduated from the University of Oregon, their architecture department. That article got viral very easily because they can see the connection between, the famous alumni and themselves study at the university. But other content, I would say, for university who got a really good ranking, definitely post it on your WeChat official account, because that will attract the parents' attention. They will instantly know, wow, your university is a good university, so I should let my children to apply. Yeah.
I'd say going viral can be a little bit overrated, but focusing on student success stories, whether they're current students or recent graduates, that's really compelling. And also focusing on safety on campus has become increasingly important. Next question is, when traveling to China this fall, what's the most notable change I can expect? Haven't been over since 2018. It's a really good question.
Yeah, so I can tell you from our current tour. So our colleagues, they are running tours currently in Xi'an city. They got the passion from students so much, because those students haven't been able to talk to admission officers from abroad, like face-to-face communication. They haven't been doing that for the past 3 years. And same for the counselors. So they were really excited to see our admission officers on site, especially for them to be able to show up inside their school. And they're able to, talk to them without having to go outside and to go to the bigger cities like Beijing or Shanghai, because that's normally where, the big education expo happens. So we will bring our university admission officers to visit the international high schools in second-tier or third-tier cities in China.
Another question is, do we have information or research about Redbook?
Yes, actually, Redbook is a really good platform for people to share their experiences. So personally, for myself, whenever I need some information or instruction, I'm applying a visa or learning about, what the good restaurant in the area, I'll probably go on Redbook instead of just searching on Baidu, because on Baidu, sometimes I don't get the exact answer. I get the people's answers, different answers, but I don't get the exact answer I want. So Redbook, I would recommend to do digital campaigns there, because it has like a larger group of users. But for university to operate an account on Little Red Book, it'll be really difficult, because it takes a lot of time for you to build out the content, because content is really important for you to generate the followers on Redbook.
Next question is, what documents does the university need to create a service account? Would it be possible to transfer the current subscription account to the service account?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So as the WeChat policy of right now, they don't allow subscription account to transfer directly to service accounts. So we have a university who wants to do the same thing. In the end, they just register a new service account, and then they post announcements on their old accounts to tell people that they have a new service account. They should follow the new one instead of the old one. So they will be constantly posting that on their old account for a couple times until they got all the users on their new account.
Thanks. We have another question about NAFSA this year. Yes, Sunrise will be in attendance. We'll share with all of you our booth number. Would love to have you stop by, obviously. So it's an emphatic yes. Next question is, with a limited budget, how do you recommend starting with China social media? It feels a little bit daunting.
Well, if you have limited budget, I would suggest to have a Chinese landing page first, because whenever you want to attend any events in China or just like meet with counselors, it's really important to have a Chinese landing page that's easy for them to access in China without a VPN, because not many people will use VPN or know how to use VPN in China.
And VPNs are becoming increasingly difficult to get within China. So important that you're accessible beyond the Great Firewall. I think it's
Mhm.
also really valuable for parents too, and they play obviously a big role in the decision-making process.
Yes, especially for many of the parents, they probably not they probably don't know English very well. So it'll be easier for them to learn about your school in a Chinese language instead of, just visiting the English language English website.
Certainly, especially as you get outside of Beijing, Shanghai, in deeper China and some of those emerging first-tier cities,
Mhm.
parents' English comprehension can be quite low.
Mhm.
Well, it's after midnight in China. Sean, we really appreciate you joining us and giving your expertise. And all of our attendees, if we didn't answer one of your questions in Q&A, we'll follow up with you or we'll address it in one of the emails. But you'll get an email from us later today with the recording and the slides, as well as a link if you'd like to schedule a one-on-one strategy call for China. But again, appreciate all of you and wishing you a successful year ahead of recruitment. So thanks for your time.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care.